The bundle bus is beyond broken. I don't mean broken as in bad. I mean broken as in I can't understand it, nor could 50 other people. Broken in such a way that the math for this gun just doesn't make sense. The algorithm is wrong, the tooltip is wrong, something is wrong. Now you guys know, and you've stated many times, that the bundle bus is the best assault rifle in game. I left it out of my last video because it just wasn't fair. This gun, Jesus, this gun is so powerful. It's on another level. It hits so hard and so fast that everything else in the game is blown out of the water. We all know this. We all know it's the best assault rifle in the game. I set out on a journey to see why. Why is this gun so much better? What does it do different than other weapons? Why is it so powerful? Why does it kill level 100 smashers in 0.3 seconds? I set out on this journey to find these answers, and I'm sitting here before you today after 2 days, a broken man. The bundle bus beat me. I can't figure this thing out. Why is the bundle bus broken? Well, because it can do this. Besides it one-shotting a smasher, let's talk about the number that pops up. Let's talk about the fact that it does so much damage so fast, the smasher drops its loot before it actually dies. Let's talk about it hitting for 1.7 million damage, and that's just on the explosion. That's not on the actual bullets, that's just on the explosion. We're gonna talk about the math, but I'm not gonna make it all about the math. Because it's very confusing and you're just gonna get lost because I don't even understand it. Like I said, the bundle bus beat me, but we're gonna talk about it in a little bit. But 1.7 million plus the 4 shots beforehand equals like 2.6 million damage. It one-shots the hardest logical enemy in the game. Granted, this isn't Fortnite and they're not 215 or anything like that, but anything you play in the normal game, level 100, 118, it one-shots. One trigger pull. That's it. 0.3 seconds. Time to kill. 0.3. Now, I know what you're saying, based on your comments from the last couple of videos. TikTak, you are using Warcry. Well, here's one for you without Warcry. That's still one-shots a level 100 smasher, hitting for 1.1 million on just the explosion alone. The gun is broken. Now, the question is, how do you get these numbers? How does the algorithm get these numbers? How do we calculate these numbers? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I've been stuck on for 2 days. Cannot seem to figure it out. I can't do it, my friends can't do it, my stream can't do it because I spent 4 hours streaming today covering this topic. No one can seem to figure out, based on the information we have, how this math works. I wish I could bring you that information. But don't worry, we have numbers. Lots and lots of numbers. This is the goal of this video. Landing 5 hits in a row on a single target causes a small explosion, damaging enemies within a 0.5 tile radius of the target for 70% damage. What the hell does that mean? Anybody have any idea what Epic meant by this vague statement? Is it your ability damage? Is it your tech damage? Is it your bullet damage? Is it your per 8 bullet damage? Is it your entire clip? We cannot figure it out, but we have found some constant things. There are 4 types of damage in this game. There are body shots, body critical shots, headshots, headshot criticals. Those are the 4 types of damage that are in the game total. This puts it all on its head. First thing to note is that the explosion itself can crit and can headshot crit. It does it all. So depending on where that explosion bullet hits is depending on how much damage it does. Partly, because we can't figure out the other half. Another thing we found out is that it always happens on the 4th bullet. The 5th and 6th bullet happen simultaneously. One of them is the explosion, the other one is just a regular hit. Another thing that we found a little funny about this gun is that as long as the bullets are on the same target, it's not always technically the 5th bullet. And what I mean by this is the first time you shoot, the 5th bullet will cause the explosion. 5 minus 8 is 3. So the last 3 bullets will not cause an explosion. However, after you reload, the next explosion will happen on your 2nd bullet because it's still 5 bullets per explosion. It doesn't matter if you reload or anything like that. As long as it's on the same target, you'll get an explosion at a different time. After getting frustrated with how the numbers pop up so fast that it's hard to read, after getting frustrated that we kept getting different numbers, after getting frustrated about every little bit of nonsense that we could possibly deal with, we decided to change tactics. There's another gun in the game who has a very similar, in fact, exact perk, which is the Mercury LMG. The Mercury LMG came out a while ago, and this and the Bundlebuss's perks didn't work a few patches ago. And we're thinking that maybe somebody messed up. This is Kenjiro's test. Like I said, the footage behind you is me doing the same thing he's doing, just the numbers weren't matching up. So I don't want to confuse you guys, but let's talk about this graph real quick. He had 0 support damage, 0 ranged combat bonuses, his power level was 53, his offense was 764, and his party offense was 224. Like I said earlier, his 4 damage shots were 1320, 5547, 1651 for a headshot, and 5877 for a headshot crit. Now, based on the tooltip, somewhere, somehow, adding up these numbers should give us some degree of 70% extra damage for the explosion. It doesn't. As you can see on the right, the explosion damage ranges from 2,541 all the way down to 3,777, 30k or 2k. And we cannot figure out what the difference is, what triggers the small one, what triggers the big one. We cannot figure it out. And it's driving us nuts. If you take any of these numbers and add them up and then times it by 0.7 to get 70%, not one of them appears, at least not exactly 70%. The closest I believe we've gotten was 67%, and that's only in certain instances and scenarios. In this footage right here, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We have 5 damage numbers here. 5138 times 4 plus 21,580 gives us a total of 42,132 total. The explosion hits for 43,457, which in this case, in this instance, it's almost 100% of the damage done, which again is not 70%. On average, you'll come to notice that the explosion does way more than it should, like a lot more. I'm going to show you another instance here of where nothing crits at all. So even the regular base damage shouldn't be skewed, and I'm using a ninja with no assault rifle damage bonuses or anything like that. There's no debilitating stacks, there's nothing going on here except really weird numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
In this instance, 5 bullets, no crits, all body shots, and then the explosion hits for 31,697. That again is not 70% of anything that we can figure out. I don't claim to be a math genius. On the contrary, I'm pretty bad at math, but I have a lot of people who are pretty good at math, and they cannot figure this out either. I even reached out to the mythical White Sushi, and although he said it's working as intended, he cannot figure out the percentage damage either. It just doesn't add up. Either the algorithm in the game is wrong or the tooltip is wrong, but on average, it usually works out to 110% extra damage on the explosion, not 70 like they said. So if you're hitting for base damage plus another 110%, that's 210%, and then you can add in crits, your power level, your tech, your offense, all of those good things that make it hit so hard. I set out on this mission to figure out why the Bundlebus is so overpowered. I found an answer, but I can't give you a reason. The damage numbers just don't add up at all. I'm hoping someone out there can figure out these numbers. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll get back to you. The Bundlebus is definitely the most overpowered and best assault rifle in the game. Hands down, nothing comes close. The Bundlebus beat me. Now the question is it gonna beat you?